Miami's real estate market, as everyone knows, has been incredibly challenging over the last couple years. We know that people are not able to afford their rent anymore, but that same problem is also happening on the commercial side. Your favorite barbershop, restaurant, they're facing cost pressures that are very challenging to meet with no increase in revenue. What we're doing through CREO is helping them get into a stable mortgage, which is basically a form of rent stabilization, and then they also benefit as the property accrues in value over time versus leasing for 5 years, 10 years in perpetuity with nothing to show for it.
In any community, small businesses are the anchor. What most small businesses, I think, struggle with is the real estate component. Is how to establish your brand, how to establish your presence within the community, physically, spatially. For the last 13 years, I've bounced around from different office spaces. This opportunity gives me a chance to really think about what the next 10 years, 20 years is going to look like in terms of my practice and my relationship to the community.
I'm from a family of educators. My mother worked in the Dade County Public School system for 30 plus years. I wanted to get into coaching, and it led me down the teaching educational path. It took me 3 years before we actually got started because we were looking for a place, and we started here, which is now a 7,000 square foot building. We've been up to 110 kids in this building, and it's been packed from back wall to front wall. Once we saw that, we knew it was time for us to start looking for a place in order to get to the next level.
The Open for Business initiative was made possible by a significant investment from Wells Fargo. We were awarded $20 million to help South Florida minority entrepreneurs purchase and own their own business assets. That includes things like technology, equipment, machinery, all the way through to commercial real estate. It's very, very challenging. There are a lot of barriers to purchase, but we know that if small businesses can own their own facilities, they'll benefit from equity, they'll benefit from the appreciation over time. So this is an opportunity to help people purchase by providing the down payment and closing cost charges so that they can then own their own facility, manage it, and have it to call their own.
By having an asset, by having something that I'm a partial owner, at least I know now, I control the terms. First, it gives me, a strong real estate asset. That's important for lending. That's important for having access to more capital, farther down the road as I try and grow the practice. And it gives me at least some stability in knowing that I'm not going to be leapfrogging from, one office space to another every 2-3 years. I can have some place where I can grow. When
we hold ownership, we're able to help a lot more people out in that aspect. You have someone that's in the community that knows what the community needs to develop itself, and with having those things, it allows for us to cater to the community's needs. My hope is to bring a school that's not really a school. It's a community learning center, an open environment for the community to come in and be able to do some of the things that they need to do, host events, have town hall meetings, all those different things.
We see commercial real estate ownership as such a creation of opportunity, not only for the owners themselves to experience generational wealth, but also an impact on that commercial corridor. When the buildings that you see are owned and operated by local establishments, it creates a community value that's simply win-win. What we're doing right now through the CREO program is incredible, but we have finite amount of dollars. What we really need to see is that public policies and legislation change to support businesses in their pursuit of property acquisition. For example, some other markets have implemented lease-to-own pathways for long-standing tenants or right of first refusal programs. We could easily replicate programs here that prioritize small businesses owning facilities versus larger big box retailers. There's a lot that we can do with policy to make sure that the businesses that made Miami a great cultural enclave can continue to operate here today.